my dad was a computer programmer, so he knew how to do all this stuff. But, you know, he passed away a few years ago, and so my mom finally was like, she was hacked. My mom was hacked. My poor mom was hacked. And so we needed to get her a new computer, and so that's the one that I got for her.
Well,
anyway.
That's quite a jump.
So I come by it honestly, by the way.
No, there's. I told you, I still use AOL as my junk mail. But I am a little embarrassed sometimes. I'm like, what's your email address? That's what AOL.com.
I didn't even realize it was something to be embarrassed about. But there, you know, ignorance is bliss. Okay. Brett Hamilton's back.
Here we are.
Let's talk about another premier brand. I mean, look how we've started this show, everybody, on Saturday Morning Q. 5 hours with you this morning. Started off with that great offer on the Amazon tablet, 1 day only, lowest price for the next 6 months. Bring you that premier mirror from Simple Human. And now let's talk about premier sound from Bose, one of my favorite brands to shop for, whether it is headphones, whether it is music systems, whether it is speakers. Here is the Bose Solo 5. This is another expiring offer, but unlike the computer that I just showed you from HP that expires at the end of the day on the 31st, this sale price ends today. Today is your last day to take advantage in 2018 of the sale price of under $200 with free shipping with our Flash Easy Pay event. You're getting 5 easy payments of $39.99. What is this?
Yeah, I was just about to say, normally I would explain everything and what you're about to get and why you need it and all that stuff, but I want to do something backwards this time. I want you guys to just listen for a second. I want you to listen to the difference between the TV speakers and the Bose speaker. We'll do the magic trick, and then we'll pull back the curtain and show you how we did it. So for those of you that are watching at home that go, I am so tired of not being able to hear everything and the way it was supposed to be and all that good stuff, I want you guys to close your eyes for 30 seconds and listen to the difference between the TV sound and Bose.
I've been here long enough for them to recognize me. I learned to ignore the whispers, the lingering glances.
Wow.
At least I could carry out my work in peace. They knew not to ask questions. After 5 years in this line of work, I learned to notice things.
It sounds like something's missing.
When it gets quiet, there's a reason. And just like that, it's time again. It's hard to believe at first, but I got used to it.
There is a depth of sound
That's what it is.
that comes with the Bose experience.
All right, so what did we just do? Well, we didn't do anything other than plug it in with one cable, and I'll get to that part in a second. Why Bose, aside from the obvious, because it's Bose? TVs are getting bigger, they're getting flatter, thinner, better looking than they've ever been, but the problem is there's no place to put the sound. Right? When a TV is razor thin, this isn't even a great example of it, they're much thinner than this. The thinner they get, there's physically no room to put an audio system. So you sacrifice the sound to get a better picture. But that's like saying, well, I'm going to go to the movie theater, and it's cool if you guys just leave the audio turned down, and I'll guess what they're talking about up on the screen, right? If you go to a movie theater and you don't have that full immersive experience, it's like staying home and watching on your TV. Well, what if we could make the TV experience and the movie theater experience the same with one cable? And that's exactly what we did here. We didn't turn the volume up and down on here or here. All we did was play the exact same show, movie, whatever it was, same level through the TV speakers, and then shut the TV speakers off and go down here. The reason you heard a difference is because essentially Bose took over and they enhanced the audio and they gave you the ability to be able to hear, as Jill said, all those little nuances. The clanking of the forks and the spoons, and the pots and pans banging into each other.
The drips of the coffee that was poured into the cup.
Which you wouldn't hear when your speakers are below or behind the television. Why do they do that? It's the only place they can find to actually stick a speaker. It's kind of like, well, we had no other place for it, so we stuck it in the garage. Well, imagine listening to audio through another room, through the door, so to speak, down in the basement, whatever. It's muffled.
Well, and think about where people are placing these flat TVs. If the speakers are behind, now it's up against the wall. If it's down below, it's going down to the floor. What this sound bar does is it projects the sound out, but with the Bose technology that gives you all of those nuances, the depth, the richness of sound, so that movies have never sounded better. Your favorite television shows, you can actually hear all of the things that people are saying, plus some of the things you may have been missing because you were trying to simply hear it through your television.
Yeah, and that's the difference, being able to enhance the audio without having to do 5.1, 7.1. You hear all these crazy numbers with surround sound. 5.1 means a speaker here, a speaker here, a speaker there. There's 3. There's 2 more in the back. That's 5. The 0.1 is a subwoofer on the floor. First of all, that's very expensive.
Yes.
Second of all, you need to get wires from every one of those speakers, including up here, into here, and then hide them because nobody wants to look at essentially extension cords wrapped around your living room, your family room, or whatever. This is one cable. Take the speaker. Well, I lied to you. It's 2 cables if you count the power. We all know how to plug the cord.
So one cable is your power cord, right?
Cord
so I need
into
to
the
be able
wall.
to put this somewhere where I can plug it in easily.
Correct.
And then my other cable is
What's called an optical cable. And you can see right there where I'm pointing with the tip of the cable, it says optical. Thank you. Then once that's plugged in, you plug the other end of the optical cable into the exact same spot on your television.
And do all TVs have that? Even the newest, greatest, latest TVs have it?
Yeah.
Or if I'm trying to do something with an older TV that I'm hoping will give me a few more years,
well,
I'll be good.
You can use this on an older television that doesn't have optical. That's why they have those other ports on the back there. But any flat screen TV has optical, including a brand new TV. Optical is like the fancy digital version of a single cable just for audio. It just moves audio. Doesn't capture video or anything like that, like an HDMI cable is. And I don't know why I'm doing this. I feel like it's a magic trick that I'm in a dancing show. But anyway, the optical cable will go inside, and once that happens, anything you listen to projects from here now, meaning a gaming system, Blu-ray player, cable, satellite. In fact, the remote allows you to teach all those devices how to work off of one remote control. And in the center right there, bonus round, Bluetooth.
Awesome.
I'll explain why you need Bluetooth or don't need Bluetooth in a second, but I want to give you guys an example again of just how good this sounds compared to what you're currently listening to.
And remember, this sale price goes away at the end of today. If you got a new TV, if you're somebody who maybe, just got a new subscription to Sirius Radio and you'd like to be able to listen to that in the house, we're going to show you how this Bose sound bar, essentially, this Solo 5, can not only work with your television, but why that Bluetooth that Brett was just showing you is so important. But let's listen to that Bose difference.
Yeah, again, all we're doing here is going between the TV sound, speakers in here, and the Bose speaker. Listen up.
I had been here long enough for them to recognize me. I learned to ignore the whispers, the lingering glances.
If that's all you have to compare it to, it doesn't sound bad. Check this out.
Work in peace.
All of that low end, that bottom end comes to life immediately.
After 5 years in this line of work, I learned to notice things.
It's barely there. And then we bring it back to life.
And just like that, it's time again.
You can hear the coffee pouring. That's wild.
First, but I got used to it.
The detail is there, but it sounds like something's missing, right? That's the television sound. That's Bose.
In time, they will too.
Well, and those deeper notes and sounds, when you're watching, like you mentioned Jack Ryan, or you're watching some of your shows on Netflix, whether you're watching Stranger Things or whatever it might be, like part of that makes the sound, the experience. Part of what creates the tension is the sound. And so if you don't have all of those levels from your treble all the way down to those rich bass notes, you're missing part of that experience. This is what Bose gives you back.
And not only will it enhance everything that you just mentioned, but it gives you the opportunity to enhance your dialogue as well. And Jill hit it right on the head. We go from the low end, the bottom end, the bass, which is what you could hear. That's the first thing that came to mind or that I noticed when we switched from one to the other, right? You feel that low end. The high end is treble, and treble is all that tinty noise, whatever it might be. Our voice is in the dialogue range is in the mid-range, high, medium, low. Well, here's the good news. Many of us, including myself, don't hear the dialogue inside a show like that as well anymore. You tend to rewind, turn up the volume, hit play, listen, and I still can't hear it. So we rewind, we turn the volume up even more. All you're doing is turning up the problem. You're not solving the problem by making it louder. You still can't hear what's going on. All right, Bose to the rescue once again. There's a little tiny button in the center here that's called the dialogue button. It looks like a little thought bubble. That little thought bubble right there The dialogue button, what it does is it enhances the mid-range. It enhances where our voices are. So when you're watching an action movie like the one we just showed you, or Jack Ryan on Amazon or whatever, Amazon's going to owe me a fortune for all the Jack Ryan mentions today. And you as well. I'm just kidding. It's a great show. Anyway, that little dialogue button allows you to hear what you're missing.
Yeah.
Meaning that in an action movie, a James Bond movie, for example, everything's exploding and there's helicopters flying over your head and all that stuff, and you go, I can't hear what the actor's saying. It's a magic little button. You hit that button, and again, it doesn't strip away everything else. It just brings out what we're missing.
Yes.
And that makes the whole experience a lot better, to be able to hear without turning the volume up. Everybody just assumes that if we make it louder, it's going to be easier to understand. And it's not. That's not the case. Bose has figured out a way with a single cable to be able to transform whatever we've been missing out of the audio experience. The video they can't help you with. The video is up to the television maker, and you go out and spend all that money on a TV, you expect to have that full experience. You don't until you add something like this.
And again, it's very affordably priced at a sale price that goes away at the end of today, is easy to install. You are not calling an audio expert to come out an appointment and install this. You're plugging this in, you're connecting it to the television with one cable, and you're good to go. We're talking TV shows and movies, but what about all of the sporting events that are coming up, right? I mean, it's playoff season, the bowl games are going on, you're having a big party for the big game in February, you love March Madness. I mean, again, for the sports enthusiast, this gives you a in-stadium experience because it is elevating those lower notes that bring, and you really hear the hits, or you hear the reverberation of the rim if they slam dunk, you hear the crowd. I mean, it's amazing the difference it can make. And let me remind you, the cool thing about QVC, I've always felt, is we give you the opportunity to get it at home and try it. So if you got a new TV for Christmas, or you would hope to get one, but you're working on your budget a little bit, and if you could just make the sound better, you could probably live with that TV a little bit longer. Try this. Get it at home. It's easy to install. You're not putting holes in your wall. You're not installing it with wires. You're plugging it in and connecting it with one cable. If after 30 days of watching your regular TV, movies, sporting events, you don't think this made the experience better, you can send it back. Here's what I'd hate for you to do. Decide to buy this in a week when the price is higher, the easy pay is gone, and I don't know if free shipping is still an option. So what we have for you today, really, I think, Brett, is one of the best opportunities to experience Bose if you haven't done so far.
And one last note, that Bluetooth button means that you can listen to music from a tablet, from a phone, from a computer, as Jill mentioned earlier, and use this as a TV speaker. So essentially, it's a two-in-one. You get it for the TV, you get it for all of your other audio as well. And yes, the Super Bowl or the big game, whatever we want to call it, is coming with the playoffs and everything else. You will be surprised how much better it sounds.
By the way, while you can go out and buy wireless speakers, when you buy a premium brand that would be equal to a Bose, you'd spend this much or more for some of those play systems for just one that you can't connect to your TV. It can only be that Bluetooth,
one or the
right?
Other,
So this really gives you the best of both worlds. I hope you'll consider it, because I just think if it says Bose, I'm in, because I just really believe in their quality.
They know what they're doing. 50 years.
Is this your last item in Saturday Morning Q? All right. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Happy New Year, everybody. Be
Thanks
safe.
for stopping by. We're going to be busy in this show because we have a hot pick coming up. We have a look at today's special value still to come. Jen Coffey joining me in about 15 minutes. But coming up, we're going to be talking about Plexiderm. And this is something I would love your help with. Do you know we debuted Plexiderm just